Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube. It's time to talk about Ms. Marvel, baby. I'm with cousin Cheetah and D Jose, and this is episode 3 called Destined. First of all, let me quickly introduce, as I've already introduced my guys. How you doing, Cheetah?
Doing good. Ready to talk some Ms. Marvel.
And Jose?
This is Miss Marvel, episode 3, first season, brought to you by Disney Plus, who fucked up Star Wars. But let's get on to it.
And welcome Daniel Vance as well.
Excelsior, damn right.
All right. So before we start breaking down this episode bit by bit, how did you guys find it? I'll start with you, Bobby Black.
I thought it was okay. It kind of lost me at the choreographed teens high school musical choreographed dance in the middle of the dance floor. And look, I don't know if that's like a thing, at these weddings and stuff like that. Like they have a choreographed. It seemed like
You've never been to an Indian wedding
I've
before?
never been to an
Nope.
Indian wedding,
Oh.
I'm
I
gonna-
need to make some Indian friends.
I'm gonna have to
Apart from me,
YouTube.
of course.
I'm gonna have to YouTube that after this to see if that's actually what they do, because I kind of liked it, but at the same time,
How about you ask me?
yeah,
Yeah,
how
I
is,
was gonna
Ask me.
That's
How is
why I
that?
said I have no idea because
Yeah,
Sam would know.
is it really like that? Because I thought it was all right, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, God, I don't want to be in 2004 all over again when that was all the kids talked about was fucking High School Musical, because that shit got old real quick.
Well, it wasn't a musical; they were dancing. I just want to make
But
sure you
yeah.
understand that.
But even
But,
so, it's just kind of like, come on.
It was a bit. It was very well choreographed. I'm sure there've been some weddings, where you can go to and they're just as choreographed as well as that. And there's other times that people are just doing it on the fly, but still, like even the location, like a banquet hall and stuff like that. That's how it goes down. You know what I mean?
That
These
makes
Indian
sense.
the Islamic weddings, and so yeah, I found all of that very familiar personally. Yeah, I've been
See,
to
but that's what
many
I'm
a
saying.
wedding.
I didn't know that. That's why I was saying I have no idea. So,
Yeah. I thought overall, though, otherwise it was a pretty good episode. It's more diving into like, oh, okay, yeah, I got to figure out, my powers, like what I come from, the origin, blah, 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 blah. And, this is all leading up to the Marvels,
Right.
which is coming out in a year.
This leads up to the climax of the episode with Brown Jovi.
Yep, Brown Jovi.
Oh, that was fantastic, by the way.
I thought
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
That
I was
yeah.
at work watching this, and all of a sudden you hear me just bust out laughing in my office.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yep."
Yep. Yep, Brown Jovi.
Brown Jovi. I was like, "Oh,
That was the highlight of the whole damn episode. Well, that and the fact that, we're gonna call him Brian now. That's his name. Bruno, Brian. Yeah, we're gonna go with Brian.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Well, let's break this episode down. So we start off in India in 1942. So this is Second World War India.
Mhm.
Some people, and we see some people, and they're looking for something, and they find it, and it seems to be a bangle on a severed blue arm. Did you guys notice the blue arm that it was on?
Mhm.
I mean, what could that be? Is that Kree? That's not Kree, is it?
That would be Kree. I mean, it could either be Kree or Yondu species. But keep in mind, remember,
Yeah, I was thinking
Ms.
Yondu
Marvel,
species.
or I'm sorry, Captain Marvel had a lot to do with the Kree and everything like that. So
and it's all tying into this. So
yeah,
that's
I'm
where,
assuming that is a Kree artifact.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too.
Now, there happens to be a second bangle as well, and they're also looking for that too. And then comes in amongst this group is Aisha, Kamala's great grandmother, who looks fine as fuck, I have to add. And they talk about the bangle and how it's going to take them back home. And then as they're looking for the second bangle, the location around them starts crumbling. I think maybe the British are coming in on them, or somebody's coming in on them. I mean,
Always those British coming, ruining
well,
our fun.
even though it's colonization, like, nevertheless, it's really hard to know what happened to India during the Second World War, because these are parts of the world people don't really know about when it comes to World War II. So, nevertheless, we go back to current day, and Cameron's mum, whose name escapes me, says that they are from another dimension. She's talking to Kamala, and this includes Aisha as well, so her great grandmother from a different dimension. And when Kamala initially put on the bangle, that's when they sensed her.
Yep.
And Kamran's mum says that they are from the Noor dimension, and they have many names, but are commonly known as Jinn. And this is when Kamala freaks out a little bit.
She's
and
like,
then
"What the fuck did you just say? Did you say
And then we
Jin?"
cut. Yep. And that's when we cut to the next day, and she's talking to Bruno about what happened, and she needs his help regarding interdimensional travel. And anything to say so far, fellas?
No, I mean this to me this seemed very. We're nice to you now, but then we're going to turn you into, or then we're going to turn on you when you don't do what we want you to.
Like I said last week, I called that. Like, I'm like, something tells me this is what's gonna happen, because I kind of knew they were going that route. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna act nice as hell at first, and then like, oh, okay, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, you're gonna help us get home. Like, there's no two ways about it.
The word Nur is derived from the Arabic word Nur, in Saba or Nur.
Don't get boss man on us, Vance. Don't get boss man on us.
Yeah. So I was kind of surprised that, considering how this episode panned out, surely they had the chance to get her when they had her in the house. I mean, they're all like in a secluded place, but fair enough.
Like she didn't even have a chance to say no. Like they let her go, and then like it was the next day, and they're like, you know what, we're just
you're coming with us.
Yeah, they're very impatient. Like, I'm sick of waiting. We're gonna go get this now. It's like it was like the next day, or at least like in a couple days. I'm like, what the hell?
Like, you couldn't have did something to where it was like, hey, you mind helping us out? Let me think about it. And then, like, time goes by. Hey, remember that thing I asked you about? Hey, man, I said I need time to think about it. And then, like, the impatience builds up. Like, they couldn't have done that. That would have been something cool to see, because, like Cheeto said, it was literally 24 hours later.
And they're like, we're just going to make her do it.
Yeah, you couldn't have waited. Like, you couldn't have at least asked a couple times, like, over the course of a few days. And then you go there. Yeah.
Plot we now cut to the Department of Damage Control. Now, did you notice why they focused on their shoes when they walked into the mosque?
Because they should have taken them off?
Hell yeah.
Yep. Take off your shoes.
Take off your shoes when you come into the mosque. But damage control, they walk. I'm going to call them the feds after this. But damage control comes into the mosque, asking questions. They try to push their weight around, but Nakia tells them they need a warrant, so they have to fuck off.
And the next time you walk in our damn building, you better take your damn shoes off.
The bangle is hidden by the 10 rings. Well, is the bangle the 11th ring? Now Nakia pays Kamala a visit and tells her about her day with the feds. She also tells Kamala that she won the board membership for the mosque, which was just like that.
And she's trending.
Yeah, and she's trending as well on TikTok and YouTube. So we start with the Mendi party. Now, this is actually a common thing in Islamic culture, where just before a wedding, we have a Mendi party. Now, do you know what Mendi is?
No.
You fucking... God, I'm going to keep it down. Because even... if you two guys were Brits, I'm pretty sure and you look the same. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you would know what it is. But nevertheless, Mendi is this sort of like henna. Henna, yeah. That's what it's that shit. That sort of it's like an Indian tattoo you put over your hands and stuff. You must have seen that stuff. Surely.
Oh, I've seen it all the time. I mean, I see it all the time.
Don't you have any Indian people around you?
No, not really. No.
We don't.
They keep
we don't do that like. Yeah, we don't do that like that here. I mean, they're like, the hell you want
themselves over here. Like they.
Like, you walk into a store, they look at you and they're like, "What the fuck you want?" And that's about as far as it gets.
All right, fair enough. Well, it's a common thing where that you put like these henna tattoos, which come off very easily, and you put them on the hands and stuff like that. It's just a nice little traditional thing, and everyone seems to be having a good time at this Mendi party. But Kamala's having thoughts about being a hero. She then gets a pep talk from the Imam about being good. It's kind of like a great power comes great responsibility sort of thing, but it's not saying about thinking about being good, it's about doing good. And then Kamala sees a little bit clearly after that pep talk, and she opens up Bruno's package because Bruno sent her a package earlier, but he couldn't attend the party, and we find the Ms. Marvel mask in there. I'm pretty sure that's going to bloody conceal her fucking identity, for fuck's sake.
I mean, it worked for Robin.
Yeah, it did work for Robin.
Yeah, but that was a different universe.
I think what's going to end up happening is like we're all gonna like everybody knows who she's going to be anyway, because it's like Tony Stark revealed that he's Iron Man. Bruce Banner reveals that he's the Hulk. I mean, everyone knows Steve Rogers was Captain America. So I'm like, yeah, them trying to keep their identity secret is probably the worst kept thing. But
they did it with Spider-Man until the most recent movie, and then they
just said, yeah, fuck that. We're just gonna go back to making it to where no one knows who he is.
I feel like with Ms. Marvel, I think they're going to keep her identity secret, like from the world. I mean, obviously, there's going to be
her family's going to find out. That much I know. Like,
but
they'll find out.
I don't think the world's going to know that Ms. Marvel is Kamala Khan. That's kind of one of the staples in the comic books. Is kind of like her and Spider-Man have in common. Is like the secret identity is like sacred to them.
Yeah,
it's because they're kids as well. You know, like it's difficult to be somebody who's not an adult. And you're a superhero at the same time.
And she, thus far, like out of everything they've done, like kid wise, she really does come off like a kid. Like you said last week. Like, whereas Peter Parker, it's like, okay, cool, you know, he talks like an adult, he acts like an adult, he doesn't even really look like a kid. It's like that dude is jacked, but yeah.
So, you talking about
Tom Holland?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, truth be told, after Civil War and maybe Homecoming, he kind of lost that young
kid vibe.
Vibe. Yeah. Like once he hit like Infinity War and Endgame and all, like he didn't feel like a kid anymore. Mm-hmm. Even in Far From Home, like he did not feel like a kid anymore.
Yep.
Anyway, Daniel Vaughn said non-hippies are in the know here. Yeah, you're damn right, mate. And clandestine incident secrets and oh god, I can't even say that word myself. Manjud mad are some of the words Najma says her people have been called. Yes, Najma is the name of Cameron's mum. Yeah, because they have a variety of different acronyms, but I'm going to be stick by calling them the Jinn. So Bruno's working in a convenience store, and this is what I like. I like their role reversal here.
Yeah, the fact they got a white dude playing the convenience store guy. Yep.
And the customer is a Desi guy like me. So Bruno's working in the convenience store. Kamala's dad pops in, and he's looking to get something he really likes, like a little treat. And then he sees, obviously, Bruno working on all these sort of documents and papers regarding the Jinn and stuff like that. And because Kamala's dad can speak and read Urdu, he decides to translate. And it's about the Jinn and these people who move in the shadows and need primordial power, whatever the fuck that means. But as far as his dad's concerned, it's just fairy tales. Yep. Anyway, Bruno tells Kamala that if she helps these people, shit might hit the fan. Bruno also tells Kamala that he has got to go to Caltech and he'll probably take it.
I thought of it after you started talking, but so why is it so far-fetched if we have Asgardians that are basically gods that are aliens? Like, why is it so far-fetched for these people to be like, oh, these Jinn, they're not real. They're not like, we've got sorcerers now. We've got alien invasions that have happened. We've got Avengers. We've got all this other stuff. Why
they disappeared? Yeah, like half the universe disappeared, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
if why are people convince you? Yeah, like that this shit's real, like in their world. Then I don't understand that either. It's like if it didn't take half the universe disappearing to convince you that shit's
there's some weird alien shit out there.
Yeah.
I find it weird that they don't believe in any of this, even though and I understand if they're like, I've never seen it, and it could be because we know of all the aliens and we know of all the things and the Asgardians and everything like that, but it's like I've never seen it. I feel like it's so weird that they're just so dead set that they don't exist or they don't whatever.
Yeah.
I'm finding it very interesting. Now you mention all that, like, how did the snap affect this particular family as well?
I know, that's what I like to know. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like in Winter Soldier, they talked about like the snap, and then in other shit they talked about the snap. I know in She-Hulk it's going to be the snap will inevitably come up. It's like this didn't happen in their world or whatever the fuck.
I
Like
Bandit.
nobody disappeared.
No, well, and
except
they don't
Bandit.
mention it in Moon Knight, but
Oh, they don't. Okay.
no, they don't. Well, not to spoil anything, but they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, in Hawkeye they mention it. That like I really like the fact that they have that one episode that like addresses whether a person was snapped or not.
Mhm.
The producer of Moon Knight said, or the director of Moon Knight said that Oscar Isaac's character, whichever one you choose to believe is the real one, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Is was not snapped. Like
Okay.
he just said it. Now there's no in canon or in video reason, so they could change
one
that
of
later
those
down
things.
the
It's
line.
up to interpretation at the moment. Yeah.
Season 2 might completely change that and have an episode where it shows him being snapped. Who knows? But you know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but I do like that one part of every season that we get where they just kind of address, like in Hawkeye, where they address Yelena was snapped. You know,
Yep.
Hawkeye was not. Well, we knew that from Endgame, but like, you know, we were wondering after Black Widow, what happened to Yelena? Was she snapped? And they addressed that in the Hawkeye series.
Yep.
You know, like I want them to address these things at least in a small way by mention or by scene.
Yeah, like, oh, my cousin was, or, you know, oh, this person was that I knew got snapped. And then it's like, oh, okay, at least you guys are keeping up with it. But yeah, for them to mention like, oh, yeah, like we don't believe in aliens and magic and all this kind of shit. I'm like, well, I guess the snap didn't occur that we know of yet, at least in their world.
I look at Kamala's brother Amir, and he looks a little bit older than what Kamala is. Maybe it's the beard, who knows, yeah. But he could have easily stayed behind. Maybe Kamala got snapped, and so he's gone 5 years older, which is why he looks like a lot older brother than he is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, you know, but nevertheless.
But that would be a good explanation. You're right. Like,
yeah, that could work.
Yeah, no doubt. So anyway, let's continue. So Kamala's knees hurting. This happened from the previous week's episode when she was escaping the feds. And as she's tending to her knee, her mother sees the wound. And she then starts telling a tale about her early days in America and her plight and basically having to learn English and all of that. But this just more weight kind of falls on Kamala's shoulder hearing this, because she really wants to tell her mum what's going on, because she's really concerned with her own life, but she can't tell her mum anything. And that's when she hugs her mum really tightly. And you can really see that the pressure of at this very early stage of her getting these powers is really coming down on her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kamala messages Cameron that she needs more time. She wants to help Kamala's mom and all of that, but she needs more time, obviously, with the wedding coming up. And then we get to Amara's wedding. And before we actually get to the wedding, he's talking to his dad about how he has $700 in his account. And his dad then gives him a pep talk about how his never son on his wedding day has chosen love and commitment, you know, and is making him a man. Something along those lines. But it was a good talk. I'll say this.
And you'll find your way after like grad school, you know, you'll get there.
I'll say this, that Kamala's parents, they know the right thing to say some of the time in these sort of situations when it comes to finding themselves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cameron's mom is pissed with her son for delaying Kamala helping her, and now they're going to make Kamala help her.
Yeah, so this is the thing that made no fucking sense just with the timing.
So we're back at the wedding, and everyone's partying and dancing, and we're going the hola, hola, yeah, hey, you know what I mean? Yeah, screw the light bulbs, yeah, and that's how you do it, baby. And I can give you guys classes one day, no problem.
All right.
Yay.
And go to an Indian wedding and look like Bruno or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Bruno, Brian, whatever.
The white guy on the dance floor knows what he's doing.
Man, they have been, you know, considering I live in a multicultural country, there's always white people and black people and people from the Orient and or whatever at all these fucking weddings, because everybody knows somebody of a different race in this city. Yeah, so they're always there, you know. But the wedding itself, because it's, you know, would it be Hindu or Muslim, because it's got that flavor to it, it's still gonna be that way. But everyone's welcome.
And this is a side.
I'm not saying that. But it was just very obvious that Bruno were. His name's Bruno, right?
Yeah, Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno was
Brian.
like everybody was dancing. Like Bruno's out there doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's
like
doing the white guy like
the white guy dance. And I'm like,
Yeah, Bruno was doing all right. I'll be honest with you. He's obviously been hanging around with the Khans for a long time, so he knows his shit.
yeah.
I knew something was coming because Kamala and Bruno were the only two people wearing shoes during the dance. Oh, good notice.
Good detail. Good catch.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too. Does anyone feel sorry for the wedding cake? Like, is it just me, or is it like the wedding cake always just gets left out? Like whenever there's like a TV show or a movie, it's like, we got to show this big ass fancy cake. And then it's like, no one eats the cake. No one does anything with the cake. The cake got fucking destroyed. Yes, that's what I'm upset about.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm sure it would have been a good cake.
When it comes to wedding cakes, not birthday cakes, wedding cakes.
Wedding cakes.
They're not all that. Usually they're like the icing is like fucking plasterboard. You know what I mean? It's more decorative than nice, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that is true, because I've been to weddings and the cake was never really all that great.
It's quite dry at times. They're quite.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're not missing much.
That wedding cake had a family, you bastards.
So Cameron gate cashes the wedding. And he obviously cop blocks Bruno, who's about to have a dance with Kamala. But
yeah, hate to tell Ginger, I know he's not here, but they're not going to make him gay. It ain't happening, bro. Because I know he said that like a couple weeks ago. He was like, they're going to make him gay. It's like, nah,
man,
that ain't happening.
The hots. He's got the absolute hots for Kamala, dude.
Yeah.
If anything, they're gonna just push him to the side. Like, you go away now. This is all about her. Like, that's probably how this will end up going.
I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that her and Kamala get together. I'm really hoping that happens. Yep. But I knew something was. Oh, sorry, I think I already read.
Yeah, you already read it.
This is one of the books I'm pretty sure was Hacking Darwin Foreshadowing. Oh, okay. So Cameron Gate crashes the wedding. Cop blocks Bruno from having his dance with Kamala, and then he basically says.
Yeah, like, yo, y'all need to get the fuck out of here, like, right now, because my mama's coming, and she's about to fuck shit up. And that's pretty much what he told her.
And he's like, he's not fucking around. He says,
yeah, he ain't playing.
Everyone.
Yeah, like, everybody gonna die. Yep.
Yeah. So Kamala basically sets off the fire alarm to evacuate the place. And then we start seeing the Jinn posse going around, like, the back of the building, start knocking people out. And they're closing down on Kamala. Now her powers are kind of use reactionary in defense, and it seems like the Jinn wants her powers, and then she takes the fight to the dance hall, where everyone was dancing earlier. And then,
you missed a part. The fucking kitchen scene, that was hilarious. When when Kamal's like, yo, y'all need to get the fuck out of here. And they're like, all right, I'm chopping up the onions. I'm doing shit. And then they get in the kitchen, and then one dude just gets knocked the fuck out. And then the lead chef just goes, yeah, no, we ain't doing that today. And then they just start leaving. They just walk. They just run. They just get the hell out of there.
And surely they would have heard they're in the fucking kitchen. If there's one place you're going to hear the fire alarm, it's in the fucking kitchen.
Yep.
But nevertheless, they didn't. So that was a bit weird because then the alarm was set off.
Yep.
But yeah, it was very Jurassic Park like in that kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen the first movie.
Yep.
But eventually, when they take the fight to the main
floor.
hall.
Yep.
Yeah. Bruno gets hurt, and that's when Kamala's powers from reactionary defensive becomes offensive, and we see that extended fist and all of that sort of stuff. And but Kamala obviously has to take care of Bruno at the same time, and as she's carrying him away, Cameron's mum corners Kamala, and she grabs the bracelet, and that's when we get a vision of a train coming in, which is interesting. But luckily for them, the feds come in, causing a distraction, arresting all those people. All those people should be able to fuck over the feds. But did you notice that some of the guns they used sounded like Stark Tech?
Yep.
One of the guns had that Stark Tech sound. You know what I mean? So.
And here's kind of a wrestling reference, like fucking Cameron is fighting one of the dudes, and he takes the rock bottom through all that fucking glass. I'm like, he got rock bottom through the glass. I kind of pop for that.
Oh man, yeah, exactly, man. That's some backyard wrestling shit there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Kamala and Bruno, because of the distraction, Kamala and Bruno escapes, and Nakia sees Kamala using her powers.
And she's like,
Kamala
what the fuck just happened?
Now Bruno tells Kamala to run and she'll stay with Naki. I don't blame her because Naki is fucking hot. And Kamala, her mum wants to know what the fuck is going on. But eventually Kamala ends up going back home and she wants to know what the fuck is going on because somebody said that they saw Kamala setting off the alarm.
Yeah.
Now Kamala is not saying shit. She doesn't want to scare her parents. She doesn't want to risk them getting in danger. And she can't even explain what the fuck's going on. You know, it's just too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So she just keeps everything to herself and then goes to her room. She then gets a call from her grandma. And the grandma says, Kamala, bete, I see the train vision too.
Kamala, did you see the train? The train is coming through. You need to get the fuck here right now because shit is going to happen if you don't come right here.
Yeah, man, because Kamala's grandmother sounds like a Jamaican man.
Yeah, man.
No, Kamala, bete, I saw the train vision too, my darling.
The train is
coming. Come to Karachi now.
Listen, I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. Y'all have.
See, I can do the accent.
Yeah,
but nevertheless.
Listen, I'm gonna sit here and do my white man accent, okay?
Yeah,
I'm gonna do my white man accent. You know,
I'm gonna do my white man accent. Excuse me.
Excuse me. This is great. This is fantastic.
This is the greatest show ever. Obi-Wan was the best. Oh my god.
That's your white. That's your white con man accent.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
well, and then you can do your white Uncle Joe accent.
Come on, y'all. We need to get back to this. This takes some strategery.
Anyway, I kind of wrap things up here. Like grandma says, she saw the train vision too. She, you know, she does a Schwarzenegger from fucking Total Recall, like get your ass to Karachi.
Yep.
And that's how it ends. So it looks like, you know, Kamala is going to be doing one of the few things many Americans don't do: travel.
Yeah, she's going to be. She's sneaking the hell out of it though, because there's no way her parents are going with her. I'm like, she's somehow going to end up getting on a plane in the next episode. That's how I see it.
We are talking about the grandma, and when it comes to, you know, these sort of. When I say Desi, I mean it could be Indian, it could be Muslim, but yeah, basically the brown culture of Central Asia. So when it comes to Desi relationship, like if the grandma says, "I want you to come over," mum's saying, "Well, mum can't really do shit," you know. Yep. So, you know, as long as the grandma still got all her marbles and can do shit herself, and if that's the case, then yeah, mum's gonna have to listen to her and say, "Okay, fine, I got to send my daughter out there because my mum is telling her to go there."
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be good because I saw some sort of Kamala in Asia, so it'll be interesting to see what she does in Karachi. But that's next week. But because she's at home right now, you know, if these bad guys, these jinn, can get away from the cops, they can get her family. Her family's pretty much in danger if they can't get Kamala. So
I can already see how this will go. It's gonna be one of those things where the family will find out like the identity because the fucking jinn are gonna come in and be like, Kamala, we're gonna kill them if you don't do what we say. Like it'll be one of those type of things. That'll probably be, if not next week's episode, it'll be closer to the end of the show.
So there's apparently 2 bangles. So we know we've already seen one.
Yep.
And that blue hand thing might need to be explained at some point, or they could just leave it cryptic. Who knows? But there's a second bangle. Like, I mean, that's kind of going under the radar a little bit. And what can that second bangle do?
Well, it can probably do the exact same thing that the one Kamala does. And what we have is an ironmonger situation. That's my worry. Is like now in the last episode we're gonna have Nightlight versus Darklight, or you know, whatever. Like I know she's not Nightlight, but still, like that's my fear here. Is that now it's going to be a, you know, ironmonger situation where it's like an Iron Machine versus an Iron Man, and it's just, I don't know.
It's always been like that. Comics have always fight against somebody who's
we're gonna do
opposite.
We're gonna make this a wrestling match, and it's gonna be the lightness versus the darkness, pal.
Steve Rogers and Red Skull. I mean, they're
it's good versus evil. Good versus evil draws money, and that's the way we want it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the trope.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Thor versus Loki. I mean, they're similar and they're different at the same time.
But overall, though,
yeah.
I think Miss Marvel's, it's been all right. I can't wait to see how they bring in Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau and whoever else is going to be in it, because I know that's where they're going.
They're gonna do a fucking Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars and just be there just to say, hey, look, cameo, motherfuckers.
Yeah, like they did with fucking, I think it was Peacemaker at the very end when they all show up and they're like, hey, here we are, don't forget about us. And then like it'll be that way with Carol and Monica, like, yo, here the fuck we are. Like we told you we were coming.
Exactly. I like John Cena's response was "Go fuck yourselves." I love that. Yeah, it's the best. So,
except this time she'll just be like all fangirling out, and she'll be like, "Okay, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, I know, like you know who I am, but calm down." Like I could see that going that way. Like Carol will be like, "Yo, kid, calm yourself."
So does this mean that Kamala is part alien, like in some descendancy?
Like no, she's part different dimension, because apparently her mum is from a different dimension. Sorry, her great grandmother. Is from a different dimension.
So is it a different dimension or a multiverse thing? Because
it's a dimensional thing. It sounds like to me.
Yeah, it is. I think you could call it multiverse if you want to, but
it gets hazy on what's the difference between a dimension and a multiverse, like another universe. Like
the terminology, what's the correct terminology to use, and that's something that they're probably going to elaborate on as we get deeper into Phase 4.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, watching this episode twice, I didn't feel that some of these things were explained very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
some inconsistencies. I noticed that too.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that we can get more light shone upon this very it feels like a very complicated matter regarding who these people are and why they're so desperate to get back home. They've been on this earth for so many years. Surely they can wait another fucking day. Like it just feels a bit weird. And where is Aisha, by the way? Because if she's from a different dimension, she would be around still. And it's just
next episode they need to start explaining shit. You can't keep doing this where it's like you leave us with more questions than answers. If you want to do that in the final episode, it's going to make us wonder what's going to happen in the Marvels. That's fine, like that's to be expected, but I don't want this series having more questions than answers.
I think a lot of things will get revealed before the final episode, and the final episode will be a wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
A sort of episode where shit's gonna hit the fan and stuff like that. But these Jinn people, yes, they seem to be, good survivalists and very strong and all of that. But I haven't seen much from them regarding magical powers, so to speak. That one guy did pull like a fucking hammer out of his chest at one point.
I saw that and I'm like, what is going on there? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they've got some explaining to do. And in episode 4, I'd be starting on it.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I wonder if Bruno's going to go to Karachi. That would be pretty cool too.
More than likely, it'll be one of those where it'll be like, if you don't get to this school by tomorrow, you'll be, out of there or whatever. And he'll have to make a choice. I already see that going that way. Like, he won't have any time to think about it. It's like, it's now or never, kid.
Exactly. So, so we're already halfway through the series. 3 episodes to go. We've got the trip to Karachi. Then we got the next episode after that. That might still be in Karachi too. And then maybe the final episode back in America again. Yep. And that's when she'll like, oh, I have to stop her. Only I can do it. I can certainly see it.
Only I can do it. Only I can Super Saiyan my way through this.
Yeah.
But once again, I don't mind cliched and tropey, but some people get pissed off with certain things being tropes. But it's not easy, obviously, writing a script or whatever. For me, it's about the execution.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put it off well?
How it's going to end, that's what I want to know, because this is a one-off. They're not doing a second season of Miss Marvel. At least I don't think they will be.
Well, I mean,
I've heard yay nor nay on it. Like, I haven't heard whether they are or aren't. I mean, they said the same thing about Moon Knight, though. Like, they said, stop it, yeah.
Yeah, stop yawning, damn it. Ugh.
But they, you know, the Moon Knight, they originally said it was a limited series, and then when it didn't win the award, they're like, "Oh, just kidding."
Yep, here we go. There's more to it than that. Haha.
Yeah, but the way they ended Moon Knight, it's like it ended on the cliffhanger.
Yeah, and
so
made room for.
They left themselves. Yeah, they left themselves open for a sequel. You know, but then you look at, say, for instance, Hawkeye. You know, it kind of left itself open for a sequel, but no, it's left itself open for spin-offs.
Yeah,
Hawkeye itself, he's done. You know, and I'm hoping that
they definitely left themselves open for a Kate Bishop sequel. I do believe that like with Moon Knight, they leave everything open for a movie reappearance.
Yeah, come on, make that happen.
But no, I want Moon Knight season 2. I really think that'll be interesting with the well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's an introduction of a character at the end who's going to make it very interesting.
Okay, good. Yep.
So that's why I'm saying, like, they left it open for a sequel, like for another season. Could he show up in the movies? Yes, but I don't feel like that would do the cliffhanger any justice.
Yeah, that's why we're getting a second season, so it makes sense.
Well, I think they originally said it was a limited series because they wanted it to win an award, and then it didn't. So they went back and made it we're gonna do it until we win one, and the second season they'll win one because they'll go over the top and. Well, but it won't be able to win limited series like they wanted it to.
Yeah,
first season.
Yeah.
And also, like, I like the fact that, you know, when we got the Black Widow movie, the cliffhanger from that took itself into the Hawkeye series. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I really felt there was a transition from movie to series through some of the post-credit scene. Now it'll be good to see some transition from series to movie, because we haven't really had that yet, in my opinion.
Nah.
Maybe a little bit with WandaVision.
You could argue that with WandaVision and Doctor Strange.
WandaVision, I would say it has. I mean, honestly, like, there are people who were asking me questions who had not seen WandaVision yet because they thought it looked stupid, but then they went into Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and they had no idea.
I told people not to do that. I'm like, no, you got to watch WandaVision first. I'm like,
they're like, no, okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it, okay, and then they never did. And then of course I got a text message when they said,
and then they're like, how the fuck does this make sense? Yeah, it's like, why is she here? I'm like, did you not watch the show? And that's obviously what happened.
When did Wanda have kids?
Yep.
Oh, that's the one that I got that I about lost it. I'm like, did you watch WandaVision?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I mean, yeah, the first couple episodes are kind of whatever, but after episode 2 is when it really picks up.
Yeah.
And it gets really good. Like, it's like you got to stick with it. That's this generation, though, where it's instant gratification. By the way, like and subscribe now. We need it. We need your likes. We need you to subscribe. That's what we need. We need it. Don't you understand? I need validation. Validate me. Validate this YouTube page.
Here, hold on. DH, I got you covered, okay? There you go.
Yeah. Because that's the generation we live in.
DH, have you got Amazon Prime?
Yes, I do.
Then you got to watch The Boys, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to start on that because everyone will shut the fuck up about it. Everyone will not shut the fuck up.
I have not watched this week's episode. I don't know if I can do it. I'm about done.
Yeah.
Anyway, another topic for another day.
He's the milk. That's why he's the milk toast gamer, Jose.
Apparently, that's why I'm the milk toast gamer. Okay.
Milk toast gamer.
But Jose, if you like your stuff to be, you know, R-rated, then you can't go. I mean, not only R-rated, but to be very cleverly written, you know, and just very different to what's out there. I mean, that's why people are rated, but it's not meant for kids.
The show should not be called The Boys. It should be called Homelander Fucks Everybody Over. That's the premise of the show.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's all you get.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
Here's a new character. Oh, wait, Homelander fucked him over. Oh, wait, here's a new character. Oh, Homelander fucked him over, too. Oh, Homelander literally fucked this character.
Well, he is a Superman character for a reason, but it's way more than that. It's way more than that. You know what I mean? It's just so brilliant. Like, or you didn't like the beginning of episode 3? Sorry, of season 3, episode 1, Bobby Black.
Huh?
Without spoiling it, did you not like the beginning of season 3, episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that was
just
that's not even the parts that I'm like. Never mind. Just let's keep going. Just
You
let's
will
end
never
Miss
get-
Marvel. Let's end Miss Marvel.
Let's
Come
go with the final ratings already.
I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10. Cheetah?
on. Yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, 6. This is one of those ones where it felt kind of flat. Like the first couple episodes were like, oh my god, holy shit, this is awesome. And now it's just kind of like, okay, y'all took a dip, so y'all got to come back strong. That's how it has to be for episode 4. And they really got to finish it strong.
I actually see where you guys are coming from. I'm only saying 7 because I can relate to some of the stuff that was in display in this episode. But
and as I said, the only enjoyable parts of this episode was like the wedding. Like everything else was just so tropey and cliche. The wedding and all the prep for the wedding, that was the interesting part. I like that part.
Yeah, I like
the exhibition regarding the gin and all of that stuff was very poorly executed.
Yeah, they've got to start explaining shit, like we said. Like, that's the big thing they need to do, because it's like, you guys are so fucking inconsistent with some of this shit.
I don't know. We still got 3 episodes left. So they don't have to explain everything in one episode. But what we did get explained wasn't explained well.
Yeah.
You know, that was my problem. Like, the explanation so far was really poor. Maybe a little visual explanation to go with it might have helped. You know, because we can really understand their plight.
Like, this is who we are. This is why we're doing what we need to do. This is why you need to take us the fuck home.
I mean, we got a flashback explanation, but we still didn't come. We never got anything to show that these guys are from a different dimension. Like, what the fuck? So
next episode, take us back to your time. Tell me why I need to give a shit about you going home.
A time travel episode. Yay. I love those. Yep. And let's make it a Mindscape episode too. Inside the Bengal, Kamala Khan finds herself. There we go. That's the episode we need.
At least next Wednesday we won't have a double bill to deal with. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, thank God that Kenobi's over.
There we go. It's apocalypse.
It's
God damn it. Fucking Cheeto Ritson's ombudsman on that all the fucking time. I remember, when did he bring it up? Was it WandaVision he brought it up?
I think it was before that, but that was definitely when I just really got on him about it, because I'm like, dude, like what are you talking about? Apocalypse? Like, what? Maybe it was WandaVision. I don't remember, but yeah. He started bringing up Apocalypse, and I'm like, what the hell?
What the fuck does Apocalypse have to do with any of this?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I'm like, at least
Boss man, we love you. We really do. But
at least with Doctor Strange and Multiverse, it's like, okay, you could make a case for Apocalypse there in that sense, but WandaVision, really? Motherfucker, have you read the comics?
I think he even brought it up during Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm like, what?
Motherfucker, have you followed this shit? Like, all right, wrap this up. He's pissing me off.
We gotta go.
Oh God, that was so funny. But I people make me come across.
And I thought Ginger had a rant. I could go off on this motherfucker right here. Like, boy.
But the funny thing is, I come across as a cunt, and then there's fucking Cheeto constantly trolling Boston about fucking Apocalypse constantly. You know what I mean? Anyway,
it must be my milquetoast demeanor that just it just doesn't make me look that way. I am an absolute cunt, and you are correct.
Yes.
If Apocalypse fucks up She-Hulk, y'all, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, for sure. So tomorrow, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds and the Orville. I've been looking forward to that. Yeah, the Orville. Yes, we're going to be doing that, and then the boys on Friday, and then on Saturday, our fan film reaction of The Pretender Antilles comes out. Vance has been talking to me about that. Wondering when's it going to come. Yeah, so I can't wait till people see that, because it's all on you, baby. It's all on you, man. So, somebody actually gave us a bit of lip regarding the Star Wars X-Wing video. and going, "You guys should relax, man." Especially you, Zan. I'm thinking, mate, I gave that fucking fan film a 9 out of 10, and I was praising it.
Well, that
Well,
just shows you because they don't watch the whole thing. They don't watch the whole thing. They get to a certain point and they're like, oh, these guys hate this, or these guys blah blah blah, and then they just turn it off and they leave a comment and then they just turn it off. And it's
here's what would be funny though, if we really wanted to piss people off, like which is the worst fan base, Star Wars or Marvel? That would be one hell of a debate.
Star Wars, Marvel,
Star
DC,
Wars.
or no, we should have Fatal 4-Way, baby.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC.
Actually, yeah, fucking that's a good idea. Let's do that because that would be hilarious. That would be so funny.
Well, wait, do we want to pick worst or do we want to pick people who like those fan base? Because like,
if we wanted to piss people off, we'd go.
I will pick Star Wars because I will rip Star Wars apart.
Yeah, if we were going to go with like the worst just to piss people off and like if we wanted everyone after us, that would be the video to do. A Fatal 4-Way of like the worst fucking fan base of all time.
I'm with Cheeto. It'd be hard for me to go for a different fan base because it is Star Wars without a doubt.
Yeah. Actually, that video may not even need to be made because I think I'm going to cream it. Like I'll say
Star Wars.
Yeah.
It'll be Star Wars, Marvel, Star Trek, then DC. And the only reason why DC's at the bottom of the barrel is because they don't come out with shit. You know what I mean?
DC barely does anything. And when they do, it's like, oh, okay, cool, but they take too fucking long.
DC's fan base is fine. It's the fucking WB producers that suck ass. Like the fan base is fine because they're all along for the ride. They're like, we don't care, whatever. Just give us whatever, and it fucking sucks anyway. But we're here for it, whatever.
The WB reminds me of Pinky, Elmira, and the brain.
Actually, I was watching your doppelganger called Diaz. I was watching him, and he mentioned about how this one guy put a tweet out saying that he would rather have the criminal Ezra Miller keep playing the Flash than a TV actor in Grant Gustin to play the Flash.
Yeah,
and
fuck him.
I'm thinking to myself, you know how many actors start off on fucking TV? They don't all end up, they're not all of them end up being Hollywood movie stars. A lot of them start off on TV. Grant Gustin's a brilliant actor, in my opinion. And everybody wants him to be the Flash. He's like, you got your replacement right there. You don't need to find another actor.
You don't even need to do too many shenanigans. Just multiverse. And
regarding, I know we're off topic here now, but regarding Ezra Miller and the Flash, because the film was already made, so people are wondering what's going to happen with that movie. I think the answer for me is get some of these guys who do deep fakes and put a different face on, and a different voice. Do just
for a whole movie. That's a lot.
Well, it's amazing how much deep fake you see on YouTube.
I know
certain scenes, and Ezra Miller won't be in every scene, but I think it's worth deep faking him. Yeah, that's the only answer. Don't reshoot the movie, all of that. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, because then you're going to push it. Because then you're going to push it back another year if they do that. I was about to
say, just put the movie out like it is, and then have and change the ending. Whereas after Flashpoint happens or he reverses Flashpoint, he comes back as Grant Gustin.
Yeah,
give him the Ezra Miller hair because he has done that in the CW shows. He's had that like emo looking look. Give him the emo looking look. Have him come back, back from Flashpoint, and then look at that, magically he's Grant Gustin. I've changed. Okay, and then he cuts his hair like he had on the CW because he gets a haircut, and he says, "Wow, I feel a lot better about myself now."
Yep. The end.
And that movie has to come out because of Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, the girl who plays Supergirl, and the thousands of people who helped make that movie happen.
Exactly, they deserve for it to be done.
Yeah, exactly. So that
and not to be pirated
for them. Yeah, we'll see.
Not to mention, this movie's on people's most anticipated list. Like it is on mine. Like I have expectations for this.
Well, people, they've had like people to watch the film to get a reaction out of them to see if it's any good, and apparently they like it. And I'm very curious because this is the first really decent or big sort of DC project which doesn't involve Batman, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? We had Aquaman.
Does.
Yeah, it's about forefronting Batman. I mean,
okay, I'll give you that. But I'm like, Batman.
Yeah, sorry. I misstated. But the point is that we've had a couple of Aquamans, or there's Aquaman 2's coming out soon, and we've had a Superman or and all that sort of stuff. But it's good to see somebody else now in the Flash. A totally different superhero, different superpowers, not super strong like all these other motherfuckers. So it'll be good to see that whole like different power base and stuff like that. It's interesting. Time travel and dimensional travel and all of that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Ezra Miller, you're a fucking idiot, man. You really are. You are a fucking idiot of the highest order, man. I'm pissed off that like someone like fucking Ray Fisher, he complains about racial discrimination, he gets fired immediately. Ezra Miller commits fucking atrocity after atrocity, and they still keep his ass on.
I know
Fucking ridiculous.
Like it took what three crimes for him to finally get actually fired. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard that on the set of The Flash, he was a lot of problems. He caused a lot of problems as well.
He was difficult to deal with, huh?
Yeah.
Tried to pull a Hulk Hogan and be like, that doesn't work for me, brother. This is the way we're gonna do it.
God, he's so lucky to be given a project like that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fucking yeah. All right, guys. Well, look, we strayed away. From talking about Ms. Marvel, we've got
It's what we do,
Mr. DC.
When do we ever stick on topic?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So yes, catch us tomorrow for some Strange New Worlds and some Orville. And until then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube. Thank you very much, Cheetos. Thank you very much, Jose. And thank you very much to everyone else out there. May the force be with you.
Fuck you.